I'm Roz Jonas, and I want you to know that every decision has a story. Many of you in attendance this evening have heard my story. I became pregnant at the age of 19, 7 years before the Roe v. Wade decision, and underwent a back-alley abortion, one that was performed by a masked man in a Baltimore County farmhouse. Here tonight to tell another story is my friend, Dana Weinstein.
The baby you are carrying has multiple brain defects, resulting in several structural abnormalities. The piece of the brain that connects the left and right hemisphere is missing, and the surface is significantly malformed, as well as severely underdeveloped. Where brain mass and tissue should have grown and been plentiful, only large pockets of empty space and gaping holes exist. Your unborn daughter will lack the physical coordination to suck, swallow, feed, walk, talk, or know her environment. She will most likely have ongoing seizures 70% of the time, and that's best case scenario. If you carry your baby to term, you will need to have a resuscitation order in place prior to giving birth, as your child will be incapable of living without significant medical assistance. She most likely will seize to death upon delivery without immediate intervention. And no amount of surgery, medicine, or physical therapy will be able to reverse, improve, or fix this diagnosis. These were the words my husband and I were devastatingly told at 31 weeks into my pregnancy a little over 3 years ago. Prior to receiving this shocking news, I had been happily pregnant and anxiously awaiting the arrival of our second child. For nearly 8 months, I had been loving my baby in utero, writing in her journal, and explaining to our then 2.5-year-old son that he was going to become a big brother. Never, ever did I imagine I would need to have an abortion, and certainly not one so late in my pregnancy. After consulting with multiple doctors and genetic counselors, and after carefully weighing our options, we made the heartbreaking decision to terminate the pregnancy. We did not want our daughter to exist because of machines, where she would never run or laugh or play or dance or sing or interact with me, her mommy, or her daddy, or her big brother Nate, or her dog Misty. We did not want to bring a child into this world that would only be here in a vegetative state, if at all. As much as we loved and wanted our daughter, we didn't want her existence to be one of constant suffering. I was stunned to learn, after receiving our diagnosis, just how limited my ability to receive abortion care was. It never occurred to me that a fetal anomaly would exist in our baby, and that it would go undetected despite all the prenatal care I received until so late in my pregnancy. But the harsh reality is that a diagnosis like mine couldn't have occurred and was impossible to confirm until much, much later than 20 weeks, because brain development happens well into the 3rd trimester. Under the 20-week ban in place in many states, women in my shoes will have no option but to carry a pregnancy to term that will result in a baby very likely to die upon birth. Forcing women to proceed under these circumstances puts not only their physical health at risk, but their mental and emotional well-being as well. The week I had to endure between learning our diagnosis and when I could begin the termination process was agonizing. Every movement of my baby, movement that had brought me so much joy, now just brought unbearable heartache. There really aren't words strong enough to describe the anguish I went through during those days. Every minute felt like an eternity until I could finally end her pain. to force women and their families to endure this trauma for weeks or even months and give birth because of abortion restrictions, it's reprehensible. I am deeply, deeply grateful to NARAL and the men and women just a generation before mine, many of whom are in the room this evening, who fought for decades to gain abortion rights. Your support of the pro-choice movement made it possible for me to have a choice for what was right for my family, for my body, and for my unborn baby. And now it is my generation and the ones that follow that need to raise their voices, become involved, and actively join this fight.
Distracting. I'm going to just press on here. Yes, every decision has a story, and every decision is personal. Yes. As an adopted child myself, I fully support a woman's decision to give a child up to a loving family. As a woman who chose abortion, I fully support a woman's decision to make that choice for herself. As a mother who gave birth to 2 daughters, I fully support a woman's decision to bear children. And as a mother of adult daughters, I fully support their right to make their own reproductive choices. And as a citizen of the United States, where a woman's right to make a full range of decisions like these about her personal reproductive destiny is protected by Roe v. Wade, I fully, strongly, urgently oppose any attempt to restrict her ability to make those decisions. And I fully oppose any effort to blame or stigmatize women like Dana and me, because we chose, for our own personal, private reasons, to terminate pregnancies. There are many of us who have made that personal decision. In this country, 1 woman in 3 will choose abortion at some point in her lifetime. Abortion. NARAL Pro-Choice America's original name was the National Association for the Repeal of Abortion Laws, a name later changed to the National Abortion and Reproductive Rights Action League. But what has not changed, and never will change, is our steadfast dedication to protecting a woman's right to choose abortion. That is what NARAL does. We are pro-choice America, and choice out loud means telling stories like mine and Dana's and yours. It means, as difficult as it may be sometimes, not remaining silent about the choices we have made. It means standing up for our legal right to make these decisions for ourselves without interference from politicians, from bureaucrats, or from prosecutors. And so, put down your fork, put down your glass, set your napkin on the table, and push your chair back. Because if you have yourself had an abortion, or if you know someone who has had an abortion, your wife, your partner, your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your sister, your daughter, your friend, I'm asking you now, please stand up. Stand up and look around. This is what choice looks like. These are the lives abortion has touched. My life, Dana's life, your lives. Every decision has a story, and every woman has a right. Now, I'm asking you please to help us with our campaign to tell these stories and bring Choice Out Loud to audiences across the country. Help us continue our work to protect the rights of those women born after Roe v. Wade to make their own decisions. You know the drill. You looked around the room. I don't have to tell you this is important. You know I'm here to ask you for money now. I'm here to tell you to be as generous as you can. But should you need an added incentive, by making a contribution today, you will automatically be entered into a drawing for one of 3 great sweepstakes prizes. I mean, we'll do anything to get you to give. A case of wine, 2005 Estate Cabernet Sauvignon from Wolf Family Vineyards. Thank you, Jane Wolf. The NARAL Experience, lunch with our new NARAL president, Elise Hogue. Plus 4 patron-level tickets to next year's Roe anniversary dinner. And a weekend at the Standard Hotel in New York City, including 2 nights at the Standard, gift certificates to 3 hot restaurants, and a fabulous photo of the Brooklyn Bridge. But there's more. Generous donors on our boards of directors have offered a matching gift, a gift to recognize and celebrate Nancy Keenan's legacy. This means that every dollar you give tonight will be matched. Help us thank Nancy for those 8 years of extraordinary effort on behalf of American women. So right now, tear out the card in your dinner program, use one of the 10 cards on your table. NARAL staff will be around to collect the cards, and we will have a drawing at the end of the evening, and Ross may call your name, so stick around. And thanks for being here and for your generosity.